The Chicago-style Italian beef. Let me tell you, this sandwich is easy to make at home. You don't need a deli slicer. It can be very quick, and that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you how to make it very quickly and easily for you at home without all those expensive gadgets. And I'm going to also give you a healthy version too. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, so the Chicago Italian beef sandwich, Chicago beef sandwich, Italian beef sandwich. Let's talk about it. If you're from Chicago, you've been to, or you've seen the recipe online, you've had it before, it's an awesome sandwich. It is a very good sandwich. And yeah, we also know it because of the show The Bear, which is a phenomenal show, by the way. One of the shows, I saw the trailer when it first came out, and I was like, I'm not even watching this. Like, it didn't look good. And then I watched it, and I was like, wow, this show really hits hard. But regardless of that, I'm going to be making that today. And it's not going to be super accurate because I'm making this more for the average person who doesn't have like a meat slicer and everything. So this is going to be made out of roast beef. I'm going to have two versions, one sandwich version and then one healthy sandwich version. So let's go ahead and make this Italian beef sandwich or Chicago beef sandwich. Let's just do it. Let's just make the damn sandwich. All right, I am using a pressure cooker for this, and I salted and peppered one side of chuck roast that I chopped up into a few pieces, and then I'm gonna go ahead and salt and pepper the other sides. And I wanna get a good sear on these before I add in any liquids and start the pressure cooking process. As my meat is searing, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a flip. And by the way, yes, I did add oil to the pot before I dropped in the meat. So definitely do that so you don't burn the bottom. But yeah, just give them a quick flip and look, got a nice sear going. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add in some garlic. So I want some minced garlic here. I use about 6 cloves of minced garlic here because if you watch my videos, you know I love my garlic. So I'm gonna add that in before I start adding in any liquids. So I wanna brown that garlic a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in everything else, which starts with an entire container to 2 containers of beef broth. So that would be about 4 cups, I would say, of beef broth. You don't have to, make your own. If you want to just use some store-bought stuff, that's perfectly fine. Again, we're working on a quicker recipe here. So we just want a quicker recipe that we can quickly make on a rainy day or whenever. Then I'm adding in a little bit more garlic. This is about 2 to 3 tablespoons of garlic powder. And then I'm going to follow it up with some oregano. Now, I use Mexican oregano. I find it very good. You can use whatever kind of oregano you want, but I'm going to add about a tablespoon of Mexican oregano here. Then I'm going to go ahead and follow up with some basil. This is dry basil, and I'm using about a teaspoon to a tablespoon of dry basil. I'm just eyeballing here. Then comes some heat. So I like some spicy foods if you watch my channel. So I'm going to add in some crushed red peppers, not a lot, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of spice, about a tablespoon. And then same for some onion powder. So going to go ahead and give that a quick mix in there before I go ahead and seal this pressure cooker and start the process. Now, one thing I love to do whenever I'm making a sandwich is I love to add some butter and then semi-burn / toast the bread. I like that char on there. So I do have a hoagie roll here. You can use just a typical French roll. I think that's more traditional, but I wanted a hoagie roll. I like the taste of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and butter these and then drop them onto that heat for just a little bit. It only takes like 15-20 seconds and they get that nice char and that butter gets nice and melted and nice little toast on there. All right, so our sandwich is almost done. So the meat and everything doesn't take a lot of time. It's very fast. It doesn't take a lot of time, but we're gonna have to prepare our giardiniera, which is this right here. And this is not to be confused with, unfortunately, giardia, which is a pathogen, okay? This is a lot of veggies. It's jalapenos, you've got cauliflower, you've got carrots in there, sometimes celery, and they're pickled. and they're chopped up. This one is a hot version. You can find it at your grocery store, and honestly, it is really good, and it goes into this recipe. So I'm not going to chop it up like crazy, but we're going to add it to it. All right, let's get back to it. So after an hour, it's all done. And as you can see at the bottom, all that nice jus is down there. And I don't know if you're an SNL fan like I am, but I like the juice. Anyways, so the cabbage, this is going to be the vessel for the healthy version. And I want to cut this into rectangles. And trust me, it is really good. You don't need to boil it or anything. You want it stiff. So we're going to move on to the meat. And it's really easy to just shred this up. First, I start off with some tongs just to get nice chunks. And then I move on to 2 forks to go ahead and shred that up. All right, we are all done here. So I'm going to go ahead and start plating. And to plate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the regular sandwich version and drop in that roast beef and then the Giardiniera. And I like to use horseradish sauce with this. I'm telling you right now, horseradish sauce is so good. It's not like just regular horseradish. I think they cut it with like some mayo or something, but it goes so well on the sandwich, even with the jus that you can dip it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm making the healthy version right now, which I'm telling you, it is still really good. And you can make quite a bit of these. It's kind of like a lettuce wrap, if you will. And then of course we have the jus, or should I say the juice. Sorry, I love that episode. So I'm just gonna pour it into a bowl and I want to dip it. I don't like putting my whole sandwich in it. A lot of people like that. I don't like a soggy sandwich, but yeah, that's just it. You just pour it into a bowl. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and have a bite before I take it with the au jus. Such a good sandwich. Oh man. And honestly, if you char your bun, it has a better flavor. Don't burn the whole thing, but it has a better flavor. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have this with the au jus. This is a very good sandwich. And yes, I add horseradish sauce onto it. It makes it taste much better, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want. It's your sandwich. But I have to say, this is an awesome sandwich. Thank you so much for watching through the end of this video. I really appreciate it. And if you are new here, please subscribe to this channel. And for all of you, please like, comment to this channel because it does help me. And yeah, thank you so much. And here we go. Cheers.